everybody, welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. Let's cut right into it, starting with the Kiki #Me Too storyline. So Kiki was on the verge of dropping the lawsuit against Dr. Bench because she just wants to get back to her normal life. All of her coworkers and peers are kind of split 50-50 with her, and it's just making work awkward. Her attorney Alexis makes a plan to change her mind. She invites Kiki over to her house for a bit of an intervention with a bunch of women, including Alexis, Ava, Olivia, Kim, and Jordan, and they all share their stories of being harassed in the work field. I really liked the idea of this situation, but the way that they played it out was very cheesy. It seemed very infomercial with all the actresses kind of staring at the camera telling their stories, and I know that the camera is supposed to be Kiki, but it just came off really weird. Either way, it convinced Kiki to move forward with the lawsuit, so you know, kudos. Moving on, let's talk about what's up with Jocelyn. So at the beginning of the week, Jocelyn seemed extremely determined to have sex with Oscar for some reason. Like, extremely. Oscar could clearly sense that she might not be ready for it and backed out, and that made her even more mad, and she just threw shade at him the entire night. I'm not gonna lie, Jocelyn's storyline has been nothing but confusing for me. Like, I totally get that she's probably acting out given what's going on with her mom and stuff, but it's just coming across really jarring. I can't really read Jocelyn when it comes to Nelle. Like, I don't know if she likes her or not. I'm not quite sure if she was shoplifting. I'm not sure if she gave Oscar that cologne on purpose to make Nelle confused. My brain cannot connect to this story that they're trying to tell with her, so do better, I guess? There were two good things that came out of this week though. Ed and McCoy has been added to contract on the show, and she and Oscar are now in the intro for the show as well, which is awesome. I love those two characters. And because of the storyline, we got to see more of Cameron Weber this week. He actually managed to play matchmaker for Jocelyn and Oscar, which is a bit strange because I thought it was going to go in the way of like a triangle, and it still could. Basically, Cameron used his knowledge of Jocelyn and their friendship to help Oscar meet up with her when she was avoiding him all week. Cameron seems super weird, but I'm kinda digging it. More Cameron, please. Of course, me being a JSam fan has to talk about some JSam cuteness that went on this week. So Sam and Jason run into each other at the gym, Michael was there, and Sam just told Michael to be careful and just be safe. Sam can obviously see how worried Jason is, and she decided to tell him the tale of Danny and his cancer. Jason was sorry that he couldn't be there for her, but Sam kinda was like, well, Patrick was, and that made him super uncomfortable. He had no idea about her and Patrick's relationship. She was clearly entertained by how awkward he was about it. He was not cool with that surprise. However, Sam had another surprise for him in the form of their son Danny showing up at the gym. Danny was super excited to be at the gym, and Jason and Sam decided to give him a little boxing lesson. Those scenes were cute, adorable, oh my god. But on a side note, how cool would it be to have Jason and Sam as parents? Like, super kick-ass cool adventurous couple. Well, not a couple yet, but it's gonna get there, I hope, at some point. Teaching their kid to like hit a punching bag already, like that's so neat. Anyway, Jason and Sam weren't the only ones to spend time with a son. In a shocking, like an actually shocking turn of events, Brad and Lucas's baby has arrived. It has been born. It is in Brad's hand, only Brad's hand, more on that later. And it's not Nelle's baby. Thank God. Ever since Brad and Nelle's insta friendship out of nowhere, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be Nelle's baby. She's gonna pass it off for them, and then they're gonna lose the baby once Michael realizes it's his, and I was freaking out, and it didn't happen. And look, given what happened to Nelle and Michael at the end of the week, I know there's a chance that something could happen, like a baby swap, because someone on Tumblr said that, and like, no. Don't ruin this for me. Brad has the baby and he's named it Wiley. Lucas was in surgery so he couldn't be there, but Julian and Alexis were. Personally, I feel like if both actors weren't available to work on the same day, they should have postponed the scenes. Which is why I'm kind of worried what happened with Nelle and Michael could come into play for Brad and Lucas. I hope not. I'm praying that it doesn't go there. But for the moment, I'm gonna bask in my happiness of Wiley Cooper Jones. Wiley, because in the end, it was worthwhile to wait for him. God, that's cheesy, but I'll go with it. My gay couple has a son. I'm proud. Okay, so let's talk about Nelle, because Michael and Chase have been playing Nelle all week and, well, over the last couple of weeks. Michael had made sure that Nelle had overheard just enough to make her go running scared to Chase. She did so and asked him to kill Michael for her. Bam! Strike one. The trap was set, and Chase told Nelle that he had rigged Michael's car to crash after a certain amount of mileage. He didn't actually, but that's what he told her. Nelle makes plans to have Michael drop her off at the hospital and then continue to drive out of town to pick up some lollipops. apparently very necessary lollipops for the birth of her child. Michael decides to skip driving her to the hospital and have her drive all the way to out of town so that she would get nervous. And boy did she get nervous. So nervous that she decides to tell Michael the truth and say that she got Chase to rig the car to crash. She admitted she was gonna kill him because she found out all the truth about her being cut out of the will and going to get divorced with her and leaving her with nothing, you know, the whole sob story. On top of that, she confessed to Michael that she did in fact kill her fiance Zach before. Bam! Strike two. Unfortunately, before they could get that home run, Michael got a little too confident and sped up to try and get a confession of Nelle gaslighting his mom Carly. She literally said to Michael that if he just pulls the car over, she will tell him everything. And honestly, I believed her because she seemed pretty desperate at that point. Instead, he just speeds up more and more and actually legitimately crashes the car, cutting the camera off, and God knows what happened to them now. Michael, you were doing so good until this point. Like, why did you do that? Ah! Carly needs this and you ruined it. Now let's talk about Carly because she is in Ferncliff being drugged and drugged and drugged, and it's honestly so hard for me to watch. To be honest, this is the storyline that has me debating even watching the show because it's so cringeworthy and not even in like a entertaining way. If you guys know my videos, I am a American Horror Story fan, and there was a similar story, but that's a horror show. This is a soap opera, and GH's brand has been like a balance of drama and fun, and I like that about GH. Seeing this off-brand horror story in the middle of the show is just it's jarring. It's horrible. With the talk of electroshock therapy, I was cringing even more, and seeing her strapped and the thing put inside of her mouth, I was just ready to like just stop. And to make the storyline even worse, they decided to throw Franco into it because he hasn't been shoehorned into every major story for no reason already. Enough. So this is like round 26 of trying to redeem Franco. Like, I'm over it. I'm sure most of the audience is over it. We don't want to see it anymore. The one good thing of Franco being there is that it got Jason into Ferncliff. Not that Franco needed to be there for Jason to get into Ferncliff because he did it before. He stormed into the electroshock therapy room to try to stop Dr. Lazarus from doing it. I guess he's played by Casey Biggs. To be honest, I don't know who he is as an actor, but I hear he's a pretty big actor. So I don't think the character is going anywhere anytime soon. So I hope that whatever Jason's about to do, it actually stops him from shocking Carly's brain. I do not want to see Carly changed forever by this situation. I guess the one good thing that came from me watching this story with one eye open was that we got a glimpse of the mystery patient, and even though Carly was hallucinating most of the week, I think it's fair to say that they finally hinted that it may in fact be Ryan or Kevin in that room next to her. When that patient walked by Carly, she saw John Lindstrom's face, Kevin's face, or Ryan's, depending on who you think it is. So at least it makes our kind of guesses here more than just a fan theory now. It's an actual possibility. Last but not least, let's talk about Peter. He was saved from the burning building. He didn't incriminate Nina in the crime. Lisa Lobrecht was arrested, and good old Robert Scorpio got to come back to the show to gloat about it. And there is not a more deserving character than Robert Scorpio to be able to watch Obrecht in that moment. This is the woman who held his daughter hostage for 2 years and got away with it. This is the woman that put him in a coma for a year and got away with it. Don't get me wrong, I love Dr. Lisa Lobrecht. She's entertaining as hell, and I love Kathleen Gotti, but I love Robert Scorpio and Tristan Rogers more, so getting to see this moment was just fulfilling. I do have to give props to Kathleen Gotti because those scenes between her and Kirsten Storms, Maxie, and Liesl were so wonderfully done. You know, Maxie and James need her more than anything right now, and Obrecht definitely destroyed that. All for revenge. Oh boy. So yeah, if you couldn't tell over my last two videos, I was not thrilled about the direction GH was going, but I'm trying to hang in there, you guys. Like, I did enjoy parts of this week. These storylines are coming to an end, so I'm hoping whatever's next is really good. So yeah, I didn't hate this week entirely. I am looking forward to what's happening next. Now, before I let you guys go, there is some GH news. Apparently, GH is being recorded with brand new cameras. I'm thinking they're 4K. I don't know if we've seen it on screen yet. I mean, I have an HD TV, but not like a 4K TV. Maybe that's why I don't see it, or maybe they just haven't actually transitioned on the show yet. But it's the thing that's happening. Let me know in the comments below if you notice a difference. Also, Lexi Ainsworth And Brittany Sarpy, that is Christina Davis, and Valerie Spencer are on their way back to GH. I'm hoping Christina does not bring Parker with her. Like, I wasn't a fan of that couple, no lie. But I am stoked to see the friendship of Christina and Valerie continuing when she gets back. Last but not least, if you haven't seen it yet, I did release the top 10 Dante Falconeri moments. Finally, I know it took forever. It's going to be at the end of this video in the little screen box there, so you can click that, or I'll put a link in the description below as well. And yeah, that's it. If you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. I do these videos every Sunday, and I will catch you guys next week.